first started drawing, I was just focused on this sheet, and the first thing that came to mind initially was the moon. And so I felt it being off the paper because I was like concentrated on thinking like, I know that it was a full moon a few days ago, but I didn't know exactly what it was today, so I didn't draw a full moon. And then I kind of like, you started saying, to think about brightness. I kind of just let my hand go, and then it turned from the moon to the sun. And then when I turned it into the sun, then I wanted to connect my chaos to it.
Ooh, I love that.
And then with the orange is where I connected it all. So orange is the only thing that's on both sheets of the paper. And that was when I think I went back to my organized chaos and just letting go. Like it wasn't a thought of organizing my thoughts. It was just kind of like, that was when I let go.
I love it when you brought everything together. Because like the last part is called the grid, you know? So that's interesting that's the color that brought those two sides of the moment or yourself together. All right, beautiful, thank you.
I don't know, it's usually like free flowing. Like when I heard sanctuary, I felt like a building and like a city. And like what grounds me, like I would say nature, like just connecting with nature is just so beautiful and it just makes one connection to the earth. So I do like a greenhouse because I like nature. And so I just started like drawing bushes and then trees and then like the flow of water, just connecting with like all the elements. And then I view myself in like a meditative position. Like we were talking about the chakras and like how like it all lines up when you just find just like straight. And then you talked about vibration, so I just put like positive energy and like just like nice positive stuff around like me.
That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. Yes.
Any difference between the open flow and the guided flow?
I feel as though with the open flow, no, with the guided flow was the first thing we did. No.
The open was just like, let's see what happens with the breath. And then when we guided it, we said, okay, now we're going to actually create a sanctuary. And now we can actually make decisions as to what that's going to be.
Right. I think I enjoyed the open flow better because I just kind of let go. Where this, my thought, I'm like, I don't even know where I'm starting. But as far as like sanctuary, I put like love, heart. It reminds me a little bit of my mom because when she would scribble like on note paper, she would always do these hearts like connected to each other. And I don't know, now I find myself also doing that. And so, I don't know, sanctuary for me is just love, peace. So I just started drawing like hearts. Yeah.
Guys, we made it.
I'm a little less chaotic, but still pretty chaotic.
Okay.
Not sure where I was going with this, but I think it was kind of, I had the idea of the sanctuary in mind, but I still wanted it to feel free and natural. And so it kind of looks like neurons to me, or like some veins or something. This bit kind of looks like branches. Maybe it's giving some nest vibes. I don't really know. But I think the free flow felt more natural, whereas this I was like kind of thinking about the next move before drawing it. So it kind of stressed me out a little bit. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well, I haven't really started mine. As you can see, it's a little blank. But I did have like a visual or an idea like as soon as I sat down. So as you see, it's folded. So this is more so the surface. Like this was gonna be like the face where I put my lips and 2 eyeballs where I got the eyes. And then my sanctuary is inside my mind. So it's like your mind is very powerful, like the brain. It also, in my opinion, it starts there, like not allowing people to tamper with it, because it's like on the surface, it's like you could be smiling, happy, and then be in your head about a lot of things. And it's like you could be happy in a happy space in your mind, and then, somebody, comes and interrupts that. So it's like your mind is, in my opinion, my sanctuary. It's like my peace. It's like can't nobody like come into my mind, because once they do, it's like everything just goes downhill.
So we have to guard that, defend that, yeah. So whether it's people or situations or thought patterns or
That's
media
it.
or whatever, we need to guard what actually comes into our space. Because this is our kingdom, like we're sovereigns of this life, right? That we get to carry inside of these vessels for a little while. These are our rocket ships, and we get to have this for a little while. And through it, we have this amazing experience. We call it life. Nobody knows what this is. This is just amazing, right? Like we actually made it here on this gorgeous planet, right? And as far as the constructs are concerned, like all of this is just blueprints. There's no such thing as New Jersey. Like the Earth doesn't know what we're talking about. It's just some scribbles we made on the page, and then we live by it, right? But what really goes on is that we're all Earthlings on this beautiful planet having this experience, and all of the things that we're, seeing and touching and feeling are what we're receiving through our senses. Time itself is something that we also created in order to just like navigate this whole thing. But in reality, there's just the blossoming now, right? However, the petals that it left like 5, 10 minutes ago are right here, and we can access them. We can choose them. We can repurpose them, right? So what used to be organized chaos, or just like us all over the place, could we now bridge that? Could we bring those back? Because we don't, forget the past. If we try to pretend it away, it's coming harder, right? So we're not trying to do that. We want to acknowledge it and say, okay, I see you. But what's going to happen now, given this is your sanctuary? I create, I am, right? I will, right? I am in the I, right? Like we collectively. But this one right here, I've made a decision that these squiggly lines from now on, in this present moment, like the ingredients of the now are, what the future's going to be. It's like if you're making a paella, and you put all this stuff in there, right? And then in 30 minutes, we're actually going to have like a paella, right? But in the moment, we have to get everything into plant those seeds. And we have to make a decision as to what this is going to be. So perhaps the squiggly lines, maybe they've changed color, maybe they've changed shape a little bit, maybe they're not all over the place, but maybe because we understand that the sanctuary perhaps could be like something that encircles us like a cape, that is like a tent. It used to be squiggly all over the place, maybe I've missing a squiggle, and then I've organized them in a shape that now encloses it. So now we're making, more of a decision. Right? So, because it's very interesting, like if I were to say to you, and let's try that, just draw some lines that represent like a gate. Like, something that has like a fence. And then the rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a gate that's going around, right? Around like a particular area. 1, 2, 3, 4,
They got all the markers on the other end. So I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go get it.
All right, so now what if the gate we're still doing a gate, like something that's encircling, like what if the rhythm is. It's a gate, it's
I was trying to make some brown paint, but some of it is watery, and I'm not sure what colors you mix to make brown. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. It ain't working. It ain't working. So,
So what did it look like when your mind thought of a gate with those rhythms? What happened?
I thought of like a portal.
I had it in the two Afro puffs.
Thought about a portal.
I was thinking about doing that again. Look at that dog hair. I don't know if I should just draw it or paint it. Wait, so were we supposed to do squiggly lines? Or just a prompt? And it's based off of that. So whatever you feel.
But it's still like sharp to me, to this idea of the gate, so I still need to loosen up my idea of what like something that is, you know, a gate surrounding, like a gate doesn't have to be like this hard edge, but it's constantly reinforced, so it's so much back there that it's still coming out like this, like, you know, sharp edges. So this is just a way of like kind of awakening to ourselves of what's naturally occurring. Like it's already in the body, it's like part of the walking at this point, and we don't even realize it. So like exercises like this, stream of consciousness is kind of helping us to release that and kind of notice that, oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that my, my was working this way. And the same with meditation. I didn't realize that my jaw was, clenched. I didn't realize my back was, right? I didn't know my back was like that. And so like through these marks, I can see, oh, I didn't realize that I had this tendency, right? And so it's just a moment now of just bringing that all together. So we have some paints here. We also have some paint markers. With the amount of time that we have
15
minutes. Okay, I think maybe the paint markers might be easier because the paints we need to dry, and we don't have time to dry them. So what I would like for us to do now is to bridge like all that we've done. Either you could do a couple of things. You could grab another sheet of paper and then just create like a setting, right, of color and movement. Now that you've already done like
It's gonna come out looking.
or you can choose guidance to create like a setting for yourself. Like this is a place that you're like kind of like the setting of your story. This is where this is happening. Think about what colors that would be, because you're talking about the mountain. Like, what colors would those mountains be? Use some of the information that you have here and just kind of like a wash, right? Of just nice wash of color. Then we're going to layer it with some of this information. So this idea of the sanctuary, this idea of light, this idea of, earlier I came in with a lot of, like frantic energy. We're going to focus that energy now, layer it onto the color, right, that we do, and then just see what happens, like the contrast between the two. And then at the end of it, just kind of place little embellishments, like little places where you think, like, I'd like to highlight this area right here because it represents that spot in the mountain where the water is flowing. So, like, we've got, like, a couple of things. We have some glitter, we have some, different little embellishments. So let's take 5 minutes to just markers, and then just create like this really beautiful setting, whatever that means to you. Just a wash of color, or several colors
I know what I'm
going
gonna do.
together, and that's the setting. This is
You know
where
what I'm gonna do?
it's going to take place. And then the next 5 minutes, you use this information here as a layer. So you could use markers to start going into this area, some parts of the past in the beginning.
We're gonna make the lips smaller. We're gonna cover it with some paint, and we're gonna make it a lot smaller. Or actually, I'm gonna cover it. I'm just cover it. And I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna draw the lips again.
Reuse these as well. Like if you want to just like get in here and just start like coloring here is what you do. Because I'm actually going to do a wash over this area that is light.
I feel like an artist. This is improvised. I don't have no clue how this is gonna turn out. I don't got no idea how this gonna turn out, but I know it's gonna be bomb. That's how. Just go with the flow. 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 Just go with the flow.
I've always seen the sign with empty.
Yeah, I've been here since the very beginning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, since 2007
When it opened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, more for change. The next one that we have for March, you have downstairs in the workshop room?
Yeah, it will be downstairs.
Okay.
So, so there will be more art meditation workshops in March and then also in April. The last one I think we have scheduled is in May as well. So stay tuned. If you follow like Paul Robeson Galleries, or if you go on our website, you'll be able to find out. Also, if you follow Nadine on her socials, you'll be able to find out all of those dates. I believe the next one is going to be on March 20th, and it will be downstairs, and I believe it's 302, so right behind the Paul Robeson Gallery, right downstairs, room 302, and you can just show up. It's completely free, open to the public. It will be a different workshop or a different activity each time. So this is kind of like an intro, and Nadine will introduce more methods and mediums within each workshop. And hopefully, once it gets warm outside, it'll also be outside.
Which is the one I'm looking forward to, because nature is everything.
I was about to say I didn't cover that.
Because we'll have more room downstairs, because the way that I originally envisioned it, we would have a floor space, you know, so we could be on mats and not cushioning. We'll have, this like audio specific music that's gonna guide us. And we'll be using, a few more techniques, so we'll be using like food trucks, for example, so there's gonna be less control. So like this idea of like being able to, even in the open flow, you know, you were still kind of guiding, right? But when you're using ink and it's, you know, it's like all over the place, like you have to let that happen. And it's interesting what happens, you know, like inside, where whether it's like, ooh, this is like an adventure, this is fantastic, or I didn't need to do that, or you know, just the idea of not trying to stop it, you know? Like, so there are a variety of different ones that we'll be using. We'll be doing mixed media as well, like collage and as well. lots of different ways to engage it, so. And then, you know, we'll buy the space out too, so each time we'll be, you know, setting up. But I want to bring plants into the space as well, you know, so feel free to bring things too, because like this little sanctuary that we're creating is gonna be ours. And each time we do it, we'll just build it again. So we'll take pictures of it, so if you feel like you wanna add something to it the next time, then please do. I'm gonna have my singing bowl, you know, with me that my niece gave me. And some other, you know, elements, you know, so like people would agree, by the time May comes along, like who knows what it's gonna look like down there. It's basically up to us. But thank you for, you know, this kickoff.
Right, thank you for putting this together.
I started this back in 2023, and I've just been needing to do it again, you know?
Does anyone have any Valentine's Day plans? No? Well, I hope that you're gonna love on yourselves.
I was about to say self-love
Exactly.
for the singles. Self-love for Valentine's Day
Take
for
a
the
nap.
singles.
Maybe.
I kept saying like this is theory, like whoever created Valentine's Day wasn't really for couples, it was for the single people. Because I feel like single people feel it the most.
Yeah, that's very valid. I think like
Like somebody was mad at their ex and was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna make this a holiday so my ex feels the pain of being lonely.
that is valid. That is really valid.
You know what a good idea is?
Thank you for coming.
This is acrylic, and acrylic is pretty fast, so,
Or I just think of it as a love thy neighbor day. Like love thy neighbor.
spread the color around. Just, use minimal water so that it just doesn't just kind of seep all over the place. But, yeah, I was just trying to be careful with it, but I think we should, we have the paint. Let's see.
Well, I think we're running out of time. Actually, what time is it now?
The little green.
It's 7:54.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I thought we had I was releasing time.
Oh, it's okay. We got next time. And I think something to also think about is like, this is something that we now have done as a community, but you have the tools to do this every day. And I think that what's beautiful that Nadine has taught us is that it doesn't just apply to, I think, just drawing, but writing, you know, poetry, I think singing, making music. I think whatever it is that's your hobby that you enjoy doing, even if it's like sewing or crocheting, I think that this still applies because it's tapping into your creativity. It's tapping into that space of your inner child and not having all of these agendas around what you're going to make. Just kind of allowing your mind to wander and just enjoying the process. So yeah, but thank you so much for coming today. Absolutely. Nadine, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming, even though it's been a hectic day. Yeah.
I'm so glad that we all knew it and that you guys had fun with it. I love what you created so far. That it's like a riot of color, but it's just so soft. I'm just kind of like, you know, just like coloring now and playing.
So I'll probably put my squigglies.
I may actually cut some of this out in collage later. I'm gonna take this home and just add another layer because this was like the sanctuary of light. So I think I'll just cut like some pieces of it and then layer it on top of here and then color inside of each of these. Because it was very interesting. Like when I had the free flow, it was a lot more open. The moment I started thinking about a sanctuary, I just, you know, I covered like the entire space. It felt like a blanket, you know? So I think I just need that right now. I just need like a toasty little blanket. So I'll just,
To be held.
yeah.
To be held.
So I'm just gonna,
Yeah.
Exactly. It's very interesting you say that because like, you know, these little parts right here, and these are little patches. So, I'm just going to do as many colors feel like. But yeah, just, allow yourself to just read it, as a child would, you know, not, with so much thought about like what should be. Like remove the shoulds, you know, get rid of that, and then just allow your mind. And when you find yourself getting stuck in judgment, right? Go back to the flow. Just let it flow and see what happens. You've got a whole world going on here in this mountain.
I misunderstood the sign, but
No, I think you got the assignment.
it's very like hot over there. So
I was looking at yours, it looks nice as if the road.
Could you show everybody?
Like, to your sanctuary.
The sanctuary.
That looks
down.
beautiful.
Oh wait, that's the mountain or the sun?
it's like not really that's the stuff. These are like the heat waves.
This one is the path going, or remember going to the sun?
I'm just.
It looks like the Midwest
I'm not really
It is
artistic.
like,
with the cactus and the valley.
Mhm.
That's also where I want to be. Yeah. Exactly.
Is it heat waves?
It's so hot. You can literally see the heat waves. Cactus from Mexico.
See, this is what I love about, you know, exercises like this, because in reality, these are squiggles, right? Look at the conversations we're having. They're with squiggles. Like, I had
That's really
a talk
nice.
with,
I'm gonna show
tiny
you
artist,
guys the
and told me,
presentation.
and we were talking about sunrise and sunset. So we just used a horizon line and two circles. One of them was the sunset, the other one was above the sunrise. We had this whole conversation. And I said, guys, did you notice that all we have here on the page is a line and a couple of circles? That's it. Meanwhile, listen to this conversation that we're having. In the hands of the artist, something as simple as a circle and a line represents so much, right? I mean, that's good. I mean, all it is the rectangles and, right? Just brought together in the 3D to create this space that we call up, right? We call these tables because of the way that they function right now. But if I were to deconstruct this whole thing, and what would we call it then? Still the same materials, right? Is it still a table? It depends, right? It depends on how we use it. If I, you know, stacked it up and climbed on it, now it's a ladder, like, right? All of this stuff is just, we grew up with, we were fed all these ideas of what these things are supposed to be, but we can repurpose them to be whatever we want them to be. In the same way with these lines and squiggles and shapes, in your hands, it's filled with meaning, and it's valuable to you, and you can literally tell a story to somebody else, and it will become very clear to them. Then it starts to become your language. And that's what visual artists do. We create language with these colors, these textures, these shapes. And from now on, for example, in your work, we know that these orange lines represent heat. So if you were to do an entire series, you did 5 pieces, and you said, okay, I know that in my work, whenever I do these orange squiggles, I'm talking about heat. You can do that over and over in so many different ways. You could expand it, you could make like, you know, really big ones and just have like the heat take over half the page, and you're saying something with that. You're saying, well, there's a heat wave going on, and that's why like half the page or maybe even 3/4 of the page is covered in this, you know, area. And maybe you shrink down the other areas to this small. Now the scale is having a conversation. So you're saying like there's not, it's taking over and it's causing an effect with the natural world, you know, which is shrinking away. And this is, again, all lines, right? All squiggles. Like, you know, actually lead us through it, right? Talk to us about what we have here, because it's meaning now. They're not lines anymore.
I think the wash is where I started to like make these like longer swirls.
Mm-hmm.
I actually started and they were pointy,
Mhm.
and I felt like they were too sharp. And so I like made curves so that they could blend into everything else. But I took back what you were saying about the blue. Blue, when I thought of blue, I always thought like sadness or, I don't know, I didn't think about it as like peace. And so that is what I brought. Like I was intentionally looking for, like this blue didn't work, I was trying to look for another one, it didn't work. I was intentionally looking for blue, because it's the one color that I didn't use as heavily, so, yeah. And it was kind of like across the page. And then they started looking to me, in my mind, like music notes. And
From over here, I thought it was.
oh.
From
And
right
my-
here, it reminds me of
my-
cotton candy.
The one thing that I like to do is to sing. That like is my like art, and that's kind of what like calms me. That's like my peace, my center.
I love that.
My kids like it when they sing. Like I can drop everything just to listen. And so that's kind of what it ended up looking like when I started adding curves to it.
The blue really did come across as peace. Like that, the fact that you can see is translucent too, you can see right through the blue into the reds and the oranges. It's such a beautiful contrast because the reds and the oranges are more concrete. And then you have this softness that comes across it. That like contrast is really, really beautiful. So at home, if you were to use this as your language, like this is your alphabet now, and you were to make very specific choices and say, okay, I'm going to recreate this from now on, this is what these blues mean, and they will be in that translucent. And you do more layered works like this. Same color palette, do 3 of them, and have a conversation with all 3 in a very specific way. Now that you have, this alphabet, and see what happens. This is really beautiful. Like your choice of colors, and also the length versus all of these smaller, right? Like again, like you have wonderful contrast. You've got movement, you've got music, right? Because you've got the rhythm that's going around as well. Yeah, well done.
I really liked the sound part when we were like drawing what we heard. Like I know that it was, the exercise was about the gate, but the sound was like, just, because it's whatever sound you hear, you draw, and whatever that is to you. So that I really.
I'm going to record the next time we do it, because I'm a musician as well, so I'm going to record like layers, I'm going to do some looping, layers of sound. And so when we go around again, you'll hear one sound, and then another sound will layer on top of it, and then you draw that, and then it will be 3 layers. So it's going to be, some harmony will be in there, but mostly like polyrhythm, and then we're going to draw that, so, all right? That's awesome. Okay, cool.
I also wanted to add, when you said the blue kind of means sadness, the blue, from what I've learned, is it actually blue, like a baby blue color, like spiritually means calm. Like, and how you explained it, like your picture being like calmness, like, because the music, it calms you, is like the blue kind of ties into it unknowingly.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, like tranquility.
It's like you were thinking one thing and it's like it
so
really
lovely.
means something else, because it's like you said, it's the music calms you.
I feel like as we grow up, we start to have different
Nice.
associations with things, especially with colors. And it's not really our fault. I think that even our ancestors learned, if we see red, that means blood, or if we see this means negativity. And I think
Also in the
what's beautiful about life is that we can kind of reprogram our mind to,
Yeah, that's what
you know, to critique that, to challenge that. Like, I think black is one of those colors that can also be really beautiful depending on how it's displayed. And orange can be something that anybody could wear. It's not just certain people. Like, I think that, like, you know, if there's any colors that like make you feel like icky about it, like reprogram your mind and like maybe make it, imagine it in a different form. Like, I used to not like purple because of Barney, and then, you know, I started to see purple and how it symbolizes royalty and, you know, grace and like all of these different ways that purple can be displayed, and that just changed my mind about it. So
So color, I've always like,
I'm gonna try to
my
close
mom,
my eyes and
when
do
I
some
grew up, like, I was
squigglies.
always eating matching clothes, like all of my pictures. So I think like, as I was growing up and I was able to buy or pick my own clothes, like I was like matching was always like in my mind.
yeah.
And now with kids, like when my daughter picks out, like I let her pick out her clothes. There's just like so much beauty in the freedom of whatever she picks, because I'm not having an argument. Like,
Yeah.
whatever you want to wear. But then it's just like so freeing.
And what
It's
she
just like wear
chooses.
whatever you want, whatever color, like in my, you know, the patterns are different, like
Right.
the colors, it's just like, exactly, yeah.
And a lot of people don't do that with their kids. A lot of people don't do that, so that's fun. Yeah.
It looks like an infinity sign. Or if you do it this way,
I sent to
like
Mars
hourglass,
has this, a link to, a Google Drive.
or like a bug, or a lady sitting. Like, these are the legs, this is the butt, and this is the upper body.
Section, and then
No,
if you want to, you could do audio or video, and just talk to us about like what happened. Like after we finished here, here's what I did, I did 3 different, and then I noticed that, you know, and then we'll just see the difference between like what we have here and then what happens later, because this already is like a massive difference. I would love to see you do like 3 of them, and what happens when there's a series.
Okay, that's the infinity sign. Infinity. God's unconditional love is forever.
That reminds me of the mountain. So then if you were to, this is your outfit, if you were to grab the vibrations again, if you were to bring this into it again, 3 times in 3 different ways, borrow some of like a gate, right? Just, you can deconstruct the gate and just use this part if you want to. And this represents the past, but in the present moment, bring the ingredients in and you create a future that, you know, shows us a whole different thing. I love the greenhouse, the idea
Boy, I
of
wanna
us
open my eyes.
I think it's all possible, but you're the artist.
This part
Oh, I love this. Beautifully done.
was the first thing that I saw when I opened my eyes. Like a cross. It's like I didn't even look at the rest. And then another infinity.
What would you imagine?
That's cool.
If
I'm
you
gonna highlight it.
Oh, I didn't even know it was here. There's a whole other layer. Do you know if it's wind, there's also water?
What the heck's going on with the
Because
lights?
usually water I expect, you know, but it seems like water that's rushing. But also wind that's rushing.
Where's the infinity?
This side, when I started with the green, like this. Yeah.
God's
I tried to
love
alternate
is
the
forever.
cross, just like making.
And he sent. They're pretty. That's what I was talking about. I had to highlight it so y'all could see it. I had to make it a little bit darker.
So, all right, so then, we have homework then. Enjoy yourself, have a blast with it, let's just grab the sheets. And this is your starting point, right, this is your outfit. Have a conversation between 3 sheets of your series.
Like a glow up the animals that God created.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Oh, speaking of instructions, does anybody wanna say anything? I'll do the video clip if you would like. Not so much? Okay. Let me get a picture of the inside.
Oh, I did the squiggly things on the back too.
You know you're the only person who actually thought like more of a 3D, like
Yeah.
the folding. Turn it around a bit. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Indeed. Do you want to share anything? Would you like to?
No, it's like when I did the squiggly, like you said, it was at first I did the purple and it kind of like came out as an infinity, and then I did it again in red, and you see the scribbles, and it was like came into like a cross, and then another infinity, and that's what I highlighted it. Like I did it a little bit darker. It was like I did it with my eyes closed. I was like, and then when I opened it, I saw this, the cross, and then I saw infinity, and I just, like I said, I went over it a little bit more. And then this is like the glow effect, like, oh, because I know you said do lines, so I did lines. And then,
I would love to see like how you expand this. Like if you did 3 of them, like would the shapes change?
I don't know, like, that's why I said most of anything I do is improvised. So,
The best stuff comes out of improvisation.
oh, watch your jacket.
Ooh, thank you.
Hopefully did it get it?
Yeah, that's good. I'm sure I've caught paint on this. I've done all kinds of stuff.
Luckily, they have washer and dryers nowadays. If we was back in the days, I don't know. The line.
Do you want to rest your phone on this maybe because it has
Oh.
water?
Oh, well then, yeah, that's it, guys. I'll show you guys a picture. I created a short clip video. Thank you guys for joining. Subscribe. See you later, real eyes in heaven.